I got a notification on my phone saying that my last package is ready to pick up. So I'm gonna go to the post office and then go to my friend Chase's house to pick up a heat gun. And I wanted to show you guys his 240 project as well.
Living like I'm on a limitless pill, I kill the scene like I'm Denzel.
What's up, guys? Got us 89 240 here. We got us a lot of parts to put on, as you can see. We just got these in from my ISR. Got new coilovers. We got this front subframe drop. Gonna paint it, clean it up. Walk over here. We got the rear one. Got it already dropped and painted. We got the fenders taken off. You want to mount your wire up here so when you drop it, you don't want the wheel to come up here and break your wiring harness, then you have a lot of damn problems. But got us a Buddy Club racing seat. That's nice. Got the whole interior stripped out. Gonna have to paint all this. Get ready for a cage. The main thing you want to do is on the steering wheel, you got this little rubber bushing you want to take out. You got a metal one in there.
And what does that do for the people that don't know?
That's gonna take all the play out of your steering wheel. It'll feel like a real race car when you get down there, Ricky Bobby style.
And then tell them what the subframe bushings do. That you
We got these in here to take all the body roll out. There's some bitch put in, but thanks to old Aaron Crowder over here, we got them in just right. We got this diff welded up. She's locked tight. She's ready to go. We got more stock painted stuff. We just want everything to look pretty. Got all these arms here from ISR. All the necessities you need. Bent front ones. And all these for the rear. These are all stock parts. If anybody needs them, just give us a holler. We don't need them no more. And you can see the rest of the interior. We got it stripped out. Still dry ice in it.
What we're doing is using dry ice to remove the sound deadening. What that does is it makes the car lighter for one. Clean spots to weld.
Alright, explain how to do it and where you get the dry ice.
Alright, Kroger is where you get the dry ice. So a couple of our local Krogers didn't have it. You may have to, go to a couple before you find it. You're gonna need like at least probably 3 bags, maybe 4 bags of dry ice, just to make sure you got plenty. Depending on how much you get, it'll be like 20 or 40 bucks. And then what you want to do to it, it's gonna come in a square. Both times I've done it, I've just taken it just like when you get a normal bag of ice, smash it on the ground, break it up a bit. Throw it in like a container, a cooler, a bucket, whatever you got. Obviously, you're going to want to use like welding gloves or some thick gloves to like touch it directly. That shit'll burn you. So what you want to do is just throw some on there. It's gonna need to sit on there for a few minutes, and you should start hearing like some crackling and popping and stuff. That's good. That's the glue separating from the chassis, and the goal is to get it to come out in a big tray. It comes out a lot cleaner. Sometimes you gotta take like a hammer to hit it, knock it, kind of separate it from the chassis, give it some convincing.
get you on the next video when she's rolling out of here. She'll be ready to rock. Sliding sideways. Go so sideways.
Just got back from the post office. The last package I was waiting for actually just came in. It's the intake that I ordered. It was only like $35 shipped. I'll link that in the description as well. This is the last piece that I was waiting on. So time to get started on the car. First thing I'm gonna knock out is the EGR delete plate. That's top on the list right now just to get the car back running. So let's open this up and check it out. Again, I just went with black, just so everything will look clean and OEM, well, as OEM as possible. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. I mean, can't ask for much just for a piece of pipe. See what the rest looks like. Looks like it came with a cone filter, red, and some silicone tubes, and the mass airflow adapter for the intake. Alright, let's get started. I wanted to show you guys something cool I picked up for lights in the garage. These garages don't come with any outlets other than that right there. And that outlet obviously can't feed your lights or anything. And the only thing that stays 24/7 power is the garage door opener. So I actually went on Amazon and found this adapter. Let me see if I can zoom in. This adapter right here was like 12 bucks, the top part, and it has a remote. And then I just came off it with like a T and plugged in all my LED lights with that. So total cost that I spent was like 30 bucks, but now it's lit pretty good in here. And then here's the remote right here. On, off switch. You can even add more lights later on. Pretty cool. But it works really well. I'll link that in the description just in case you guys need something like that too. As you guys remember from the last video, we were waiting for the block off plate to come in the mail for the EGR system. That way I could just delete the whole system entirely. The reason you want to do this, I didn't explain it in the last video, but the EGR system is basically to control emissions, and what it does is takes exhaust gases and recirculates it through the intake, which is obviously bad because your exhaust gases are dirty. Your intake, you want to be clean air to get the best performance. So your car is not going to run to an optimal level, especially an old car like these. You want everything to just run perfect, and an old EGR system from the early 90s is not going to function like it should. So taking it off is one way to just go around the whole problem. Just look below in the description, you can see where I picked this up. There's a couple different ones you could buy. Some are aluminum, some are steel. This one was steel. I just felt like it would create a better seal. I don't know, I was worried about the aluminum bending, but this one's definitely not going to bend. And this one came with the paper gasket, which is going to be a lot easier than putting RTV silicone on it. Alright, and just once again, we're using the 1/4 inch flex connection, 6-inch extension and 1/4 inch ratchet, standard wrench, and then your 6.12 millimeter socket. That's really the only way to get these in and out because it's in a tight area under the plenum. Alright, so let's get started on it. All right, so I got it installed. That was actually pretty easy. I'm gonna show you what it looks like installed, and then there's also a vacuum line that you have to cap off. I'm gonna show you which one I'm talking about. All right, so there's the plate. You can see it installed. There's one of the nuts right there, the other one hidden back there, and then this last one's really easy to reach. It's right here. The vacuum that you need to cap off and put the light here is back here. So when you remove the system, you actually unconnected this one. So just remember to plug it up when you guys put the system back together. And it's gonna be that one right over there. So I'm just gonna put a cap on it. To cap it off, you could use like a little multi-pack like this. These are like $3 at Advance Auto. I was trying to figure out if this battery tray can come out, but it looks like it's part of the chassis. Usually cars have like a bracket and you can just take this off. It's pretty nasty, so I'm just gonna hit it with the wire wheel. Actually, I don't have a wire wheel, so I just hit it with the wire brush by hand. I thought it was like really rusted, but it's not that bad. All right, now I'm gonna work on mounting the new overflow tank for the radiator. So you can pick these up on eBay for like $30, but basically it's just gonna go right here in this area. Here it is. Like I said, I picked up a black one just so it looks pretty much stock. I'm gonna reuse the OEM line, just so I don't have to spend more money. And basically it's just gonna sit in here like this. This hole you have to align with that one. So right there. And then that tab there is supposed to mount up there. Probably gonna have to do a little bit of bending, but for $30 can't really complain. It actually looks really nice. So let me start working on that. That actually looks really good. Looks factory, that's what I like about it. So here's the tabs. You see I had to kind of bend that one, but after you bend them, they line up perfectly. So I mean, overall, for $30 shipped, I can't really complain. I can't believe how cheap all the parts are for this car. I'm gonna be able to get it done without spending too much money, which is amazing. On my Z, if you buy all these same parts, you'd be spending thousands of dollars. I'm gonna clean up this radiator real quick so I can put it back in. came out pretty good. The reason I'm not replacing that radiator is because it's actually a brass radiator. So like if you were to go to the auto parts store and like replace it, you would just get a plastic one, and I don't feel like spending more money on one of the aluminum ones if it's working perfectly. So the idea of this build is to spend as little as possible and just do the necessities. The hardest part about putting stuff back together is remembering what bolts you used. I have bolts everywhere, so I have no idea what goes to what, which is probably a bad thing. But as long as it's being held on, who cares? These look good. The radiator's back in. It's extremely easy to install. It's literally just these two brackets here, and then at the bottom it's some holes that line up. I did buy new radiator hoses. Let me show you them right here. Everything black, just keeping the theme going. But I do need to buy hose clamps when I go to the auto parts store. So I'm gonna end this video here tonight, guys. Got about 3 things done. I wanted to get more done, but I don't know, it's already kind of late. So let me show you just a recap of what we did. Put the radiator back on. That was actually pretty easy. The reason I took it out was just to get more clearance and clean it out. Finished the EGR delete. That was back here. Let me grab the light. Got that plate in all squared away. Got all the vacuum lines capped. Took off some more unnecessary tubing and stuff, which is over here. And we installed this eBay radiator overflow tank, which came out excellent. And that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more updates. I'll see you guys soon.